Christian Bale. A man meme, a master of disguise, who has come a long way from the boy from Pac-Man cereal advertising to one of the most versatile and memorable actors in the history of cinema. What role was unsuccessfully discouraged from him, but it brought him world fame? How did Jimi Hendrix's blood affect his life? And how did he manage to become one of the best dramatic actors, even though he did not study acting for a day? Now you will find out how Christian Bale lived before he became famous. The stage has always been present in the life of the Bale family. Christian's mother was a circus performer. One grandfather was a stand-up comedian. Another starred in films as a stuntman for John Wayne. One of the sisters took part in musicals. And Christian himself was fond of ballet as a child, and at the age of 8, he tried himself in an advertisement for Pac-Man cereal. Back then, Bale did not think that he would become an actor. The profession seemed to be something far away. But after his sister got her first role in a musical, he realized that acting was much closer than it seemed, and why not try it himself? He spent a lot of time in the West End Theater, watched performances, and at the age of 10, he managed to play on the same stage with the already famous Rowan Atkinson in the play The Nerd. After that, for the first time, he seriously thought about his career. He got a chance to prove himself when he was called for the role of Tsarevich Alexei in the television series Anastasia: The Mystery of Anna. The small role did not bring major success, but added some experience and strengthened the young Christian in the desire to become a professional actor. At that time, their family often moved from place to place, and by the age of 15, Bale managed to live in 15 different cities in England and Portugal. Later, he will tell that thanks to frequent relocations, a passion for change and vivid impressions has always remained in him. That was something he would later find in acting. In 1986, Soviet director Vladimir Gramatikov was looking for young but experienced actors in London to shoot the film adaptation of Astrid Lindgren's fairy tale, Mio in the Land of Faraway. Christian Bale and Nick Picard were the last to come to the casting, when the director had already looked at 160 applicants and selected 18 of them. Latecomers were asked to act out a tragic scene in which one boy tells another that his dog was hit by a car. The director immediately liked Bale, as he played very emotionally, but he did not go for the main role according to the type, although he got the role of the gardener's son. Meeting Amy Irving, the wife of Steven Spielberg at the time on the set of Anastasia, influenced Bale's entire future career, because it was she who advised her husband to take the boy to the main role in the film Empire of the Sun. Despite the fact that the film is considered one of Spielberg's biggest box office failures, he received positive reviews, but most importantly, he revealed to the world a young nugget in the person of Christian Bale, who beat 4,000 applicants in the auditions. He almost became a star. The desire to give himself on the site at 100%, he learned from his idol Jimi Hendrix. One day, Bale saw him perform on TV and was shocked by how obsessed Hendrix was with his work because he played the guitar, ignoring the blood on his fingers. Since then, he decided that if he plays a movie, he will give himself completely to this business, and it doesn't matter what needs to be done for the role. Lose 30 kilograms, get better, or carve a body so that it resembles the body of an ancient Greek god. However, after his first runaway success, Bale nearly gave up acting because he couldn't handle the increased attention from the press and strangers on the streets. Life has completely changed. He was interviewed, called for photo shoots, and people kept endlessly discussing his talent. And he just wanted to play in several films and continue living the life of an ordinary teenager. But his father was against it, because he was afraid that someone else would take Bale's place in Hollywood. For the next 6 months, Christian made up excuses not to participate in new projects, but very quickly realized the family needed his money and started a small role in the controversial but Oscar-winning Henry V. From that moment on, the father takes full patronage of the young actor, transports him to Hollywood, finds roles for him, and deals with financial matters. There were many offers, and in a few years, Christian demonstrated the talent of a singer and dancer in the musical Newsies. One of the songs received a Golden Raspberry Award for the worst song. So it's not surprising that at first Bale did not tell anyone that he got the role in this musical, and was very shy about his role. Relations with his father were tense because he wanted his son to act as much as possible, and Christian wanted to improve his acting skills and even secretly apply to 3 London drama schools at once. He got into each of them, but because of his father's dissatisfaction, he dropped the idea, and for the next 4 years, he was filmed almost everywhere where he was invited, mostly because of the money that was needed, not so much for him as for the family. This is the television adaptation of Treasure Island, where he played the main role, and the role of Jesus Christ, which he agreed to in order to be able to buy a new house. When he was not filming, he lived as a recluse, read books, listened to his beloved Hendrix, and thought about his future career. One day, Winona Ryder, whom he met on the set of the film Little Women, invited him to a party where he met his future wife, with whom he lives to this day and brings up 2 daughters. Perhaps it was their conversation, which lasted until the morning, that influenced Bale's entire future career and life, because after that, he decided that a new stage was beginning in his life, but this needed a new big role, and he would get it. After it, the already adult Christian Bale will become known to the whole world for real. To begin with, he fired his father, who gradually stole money from his account, then bought a brand new house and enrolled in a gym, where he did not get out for months, turning his body into a statue of an ancient Greek god. The role of a stylish banker psychopath, Bale literally gnawed out and did not stop, even when he found out that the role would most likely go to DiCaprio. The question was fundamental, because once he had already lost to Leo when he auditioned for the role of Jack in Titanic. When he turned down the role for The Beach, Ewan McGregor could have landed the part, but an obsessed Bale called him and convinced him to drop the role. McGregor did not dare to stand in the way. Bale got the role, the first $1 million, and the status of one of the most talented actors not only in Hollywood, but in the world. Christian Bale put all his soul and skill into the role of Patrick Bateman, so all the madness of his character is offset by the charisma of the actor. While American Psycho received mixed reviews at the time, it soon gained cult status and reignited Christian Bale's stardom. Having tried himself in action movies and science fiction, Bale agrees to participate in another anti-utopian film about a dark future, where people are required to use a drug that suppresses any emotions. Bale's hero stops taking the drug and gradually turns from a soulless and insensitive creature into a living person, able to love and sympathize. However, this did not stop him from killing 118 people in an hour and a half of screen time. Opinions about the film are divided. For some, it is a passing movie. For others, it is a cult picture that can compete with The Matrix. Everyone has their own taste, but some scenes are amazing. Bale made his first major body transformation while preparing for the role of Trevor Resnick in The Machinist. According to the plot, his character has not slept for a year. He looked like a living skeleton, and Christian took this as a challenge. He developed his own diet of 1 apple a day, a couple of glasses of whiskey and cigarettes, and by the time filming began, he had lost 28 kilograms. At the time, he was so weak that he could barely walk up the stairs, but as soon as the camera turned on, he came back to life and played as great as ever. His wife was so worried about his health that sometimes in the morning, she put a mirror to his lips to check if he was breathing. As a reward for the successful completion of filming, there was a table full of snacks. Bale ate, cried, and promised his wife that he would never dare to do such experiments again. But soon, Christopher Nolan called him. When they first met, Bale looked terrible, but assured Nolan that he would easily gain weight in 6 months. The problem was different. He bluntly said that he had no interest in superhero movies and was not going to play Batman the way he was played before, but would like to make an evil, rage-filled hero. Christopher Nolan came exactly for this. He had to go to great lengths to convince the producers that they only wanted Bale. Then he would tell his wife that he came to the audition, came out in a Batman suit, began to speak in a different voice.
You wanted me. Here I am.
And everyone looked at him strangely, and Nolan said, "Thanks, that's it." During the conversation with his wife, when she was angry that he again did everything his own way and lost such a chance, the phone would ring. Bale would pick up and hear Nolan's voice, who would say that the role is his. The film would gross almost $400 million at the box office, and Bale would never audition again, because since then, it has become clear to everyone how good he is at what he does. However, the shooting was on the verge of collapse because a tragedy occurred in Christian's family. The actor's father died of brain cancer. And although long-standing grievances were forgotten, and the son forgave his father long ago, he never managed to talk normally. Having recovered and drowned out personal pain, Bale came to the court and fought without doubles, demonstrating incredible endurance and discipline, which ultimately led to the creation of a unique superhero. The incredible commercial success of the first and the even greater success of the second part gave Bale the opportunity to freely choose where to star in the future, whether it is a multi-million-dollar blockbuster like The Terminator or a low-budget independent film with a good script. After failing to resurrect the Terminator franchise, Bale starred with Johnny Depp in the crime film Public Enemies, and then starred in the sports drama The Fighter, which earned him a long-awaited Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Christian played drug addict Dickie Eklund, a former boxer who managed his brother Mickey's training. The fact that everything that happened on the set was observed by real prototypes of the characters gave a special flavor to the shooting. Bale recalled that he had to restrain the real Dickie several times so that he would not attack the director with the cameraman. And since Dickie never once had a desire to pounce on Christian himself, this once again speaks of his special talent. As befits Bale, for the sake of the role, he again sat on a strict diet of vegetables and fruits and lost a lot of weight. And although it was not written in the contract and no one demanded anything of the kind, Bale decided that this way he would be more like a person addicted to cocaine. He was not mistaken there, and in my opinion, the Oscar is well deserved. Another example of crazy reincarnation, but in the opposite direction, in the film American Hustle. Not only that, for the role, Bale gained several tons of kilograms and became so unlike himself that even Robert De Niro did not immediately recognize Christian on the set. The film opened another side of the actor, the comic one, and for me, it is as valuable as his ability to play dramatic roles. It turned out that he knows how to play not only gloomy, asocial types, but also quite copes with humorous characters. I had a similar feeling before when I saw DiCaprio as a slave trader in Django Unchained. It's unusual, but very interesting. For this role, Christian was nominated for an Oscar, a Golden Globe Award, and a BAFTA Award for Best Actor. The latest, and perhaps the most anticipated transformation of the many-faced Christian Bale today is the role of the main villain, Gore, the killer of gods in the upcoming Marvel movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. After the events of Endgame, Thor tries to restore inner harmony and team up with Valkyrie, Korg, and Jane Foster, who has become the mighty Thor, to stop Gore the Godslayer from destroying all the gods. It is not clear if they will succeed, especially since no one would be surprised if it turned out that in preparation for filming, Christian Bale actually killed several gods just to practice.
Hey, Paul!
Today, Bale is a perfect husband, father of 2 happy daughters, and a person who simply enjoys life, looking for interesting roles and giving them to us. Christian Bale is certainly one of the brightest actors of our time, but this path was given to him at a great cost, a huge amount of work and sleepless nights. He is an ideal example of a natural talent who is not too lazy to work on himself, which as a result gave the world a considerable number of cinematic masterpieces and the same number of unforgettable characters. It seems to me that Christian Bale is a person who one day will definitely need to make a film about himself. But is there an actor who can play Christian Bale? We'll see.